cross-platform 3DMark Solar Bay ray tracing benchmark has been released. MSI is preparing their GeForce RTX 4060 Ventus 2X in white variant. Intel Alder Lake-S CPUs gets a huge price cut. And lastly, Intel's cancelled Meteor Lake-S CPU for LGA1851 socket has been pictured.
This is Tech Track.
Okay, so firstly we have the 3DMark Solar Bay. This is the new benchmarking tool for cross-platforms, meaning that you can literally compare any sort of GPU test for ray tracing, obviously, for any sort of devices. It could be a desktop, laptop, or even cell phones, basically smartphones, whatever you want to call it. Yes, basically it supports everything, literally every high-end Android devices or Windows PCs, whatever you call it. It will support all of it and you can compare them. So basically this Solar Bay benchmarking tool is only for ray tracing only, and there are literally available in multiple stores like Google Pay for, of course, for the Android devices, and even for Steam and any other Google, and you can install it in PCs for, yeah. So you can literally compare GPUs on PCs and also GPUs from smartphones. So it's kind of crazy that they're making such thing, which again, why not? I don't see the problem. And basically the Solar Bay benchmark is the ability to provide instant performance for a short period of time. So basically it's not a long time rendering, it's a very short time period, which is the benchmark tool. We do also have the Solar Bay stress test, which is also basically meaning the same thing, is that you can do a longer test for that. Solar Bay produces almost 4 scores basically, an overall score and 3 sub-scores for each ray tracing sections. For basically meaning that there are 3 ray tracing sections and all 3 sections will have a different result, and you will get an overall score for that, just like the other 3DMark tools we can find. And quite frankly, video cards have done a stress test, or basically a Solar Bay test for the, well, Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, and this is the score we are getting. So overall score we're getting is 5,539. So there are 3 sections, as you can see. In the average frame rate we're getting 21.06, and in section 1 is 23.72, section 2 we're getting 21.18, and section 3 we're getting 18.02. So these are the 3 different sections I was talking about, and yes, that the average frame rate is also there. And basically compared it to the RTX 4090, which is crazy, and the performance we're looking at, the RTX 4090 is 24.5 times faster than the S23 Ultra, which is completely crazy. It is not a justified, comparison, but you can still compare it because Solar Bay lets you do that to compare cross platforms, and now we can get to see a huge distance, the flagship in the Android phones versus the flagship in the GPU, and you can still see there's a huge difference, 24.5 times. It's huge. Next up we have @WXNod, the Twitter leaker basically, or user, whatever you call it. I would say leaker, but yeah, basically as you can see, this is the Ventus 2S RTX 4060. Exactly, MSI is working on a newer variant of the Ventus 2X, which is completely white, and it's really a small card, so it would really go well with any ITX build or even MATX build, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's looking pretty nice. It's pretty slick looking card, as you can see, the MSI Ventus 2X, and completely white. I would also like a white PCB, because if that is possible, but I guess they didn't really do it. But you might want to commit to everything, right? Everything white, so I guess PCB should be also white, but I guess they didn't do it. But either way, it looks pretty good. White builds always looks slick. I love it. Next up, we have Intel Alder Lake-S CPUs getting huge price cuts, which is crazy because first off, let's look into some details here. And as you can see, this is the Intel Core i9-12900K. And well, look into the pricing here, it's $426. Exactly. You can save around $223. Huge price cut. This is the biggest price cut you can get, and I think this is perfect for the high-end builds for that price. $426, it's pretty cheap. We also got the 12900KF price cut and Amazon, and as you can see, it's also cheaper, $389 without the iGPU, of course. But yes, this is perfect. $389 for i9 1200KF, which is, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's still 12th generation Alder Lake, but make no mistake, they're not bad. They're pretty good. So it is perfect deal for this time around completely. We also got the 12900K F. This is coming from the new egg, 399, but I would go for the Amazon because it's 389, so better deal there. We also got i7 12700K. Again, we are getting some huge price cut here, $135 price cut, and it's coming at 314.99. So it's a huge price cut. I'm telling you, just these are some good deals we're looking at here. Also, the i7 12700KF, which is the F variant, of course, you can get this for $259. How great is that? Amazing, isn't it? And we also got the i7 12700KF, which is also coming at 288. If you compare that to 259, it's expensive, so I would go for the Amazon deal there because it's just better. And we also got the Intel Core i5 12600K coming at 247. I believe we didn't get a huge price cut here because you only $52, but still not bad, I would say. And we also have the i5 12600KF. This one I believe is a pretty good price cut because 219. I mean, it's good enough, you know. It's looking pretty good. 10 core processor, so why not? And of course, lastly, we got that i5 12600KF, which is probably the best deal right now. Is you can get it for $199, basically $200. Again, such a good pricing. I mean, it kind of makes sense because third generation now, it kind of makes sense why we're getting i5 12600 or any other Alder Lake models getting a huge price cut here, because we're gonna be getting the 14th generation Raptor Lake refresh soon. So it is kind of expected why they're doing this. So I'm really excited to see what 14th generation to offer. But for now, if you're looking for good deals, these are the good deals that you can get. Next up, we have a leak basically, and this is a leak for the Intel Meteor Lake-S, which sadly enough has been cancelled. This is the, well, Intel Confidential, which is the engineering sample of the Intel Meteor Lake-S processors here. And as you can see, this is the CPU basically, and the layout for the socket has been leaked too. So that's pretty interesting. This is leaked by the Hurricane 5719, so thanks to him. But yeah, it's looking like this has been cancelled for whatever reason. I don't know. And as you can see, it kind of matches because, you know, there's the markings right over here and here. So it kind of tells you that it is matching. So it is confirms that this is exactly the same processor and the socket. This is the 1851 socket we're looking at here, LGA 1851, and the processor we're looking at is the Meteor Lake-S. Which one? We don't know, but yes, that has been leaked. Another picture has been leaked right here from the WX Node. So yeah, it's the same thing, the same processor we're looking at here, the QDF4, the same code name. So yeah, it's kind of makes sense that this is the engineering sample. And also kind of sad because they have canceled it for some reason, maybe because it's not stable or whatever reason, or maybe the IPC gain is not that higher, and probably that's why they canceled and moving on to the next one, which is probably the Lunar Lake. So quite interesting to see why they canceled. Don't know why, but they did cancel it because maybe because of certain reasons, we don't know. But I guess we have to look for the Lunar Lake now. But for now, 40th generation is coming, so we have to focus on that now.